Alright, so I'm pretty excited to show you this gadget I've been playing with the last couple of nights. For any of you that follow my channel, you might have seen a couple years ago I came up with this thing with these little Aqua Vu cameras, these micro views that you actually had it mounted to a fishing rod, and then I was using the camera line actually as my main line. I had a hook attached to the camera and the camera was facing down, and it worked great, but the only problem was there was no way to reel up the line. You had to like hand over hand it, and it was just kind of a pain. It worked great, but ever since then I've been trying to think of a way to get the line around a reel and reel it in so it can, so it would be like a normal fishing line. And really it was hard to do because the connection goes into the camera, and in order for the reel to rotate, the wire would have to rotate, and it just doesn't work because the connection has to go into the camera. So Aqua Vu came out this year with this new reel, and as soon as I seen it, I thought that's exactly what I've been looking for. So what it is basically a reel here with the camera line on it, and it's essentially a fly reel. What it is the connection goes into the side of the reel here, and a good way to describe it is a friend of mine said it's just like my hose reel, which is exactly what it is. Instead of the water and the hose going through the center of the spool, it's just an electrical connection, and I'm not sure exactly how it works. Some sort of magnetic deal, or somehow it just makes a connection in there so it's always in contact when this is spooling. So as it is, it comes with a bracket that fits on the back of the standard micro view, the smaller one, and you just replace your spool in it, and it brackets on there, and you can spool it in and out instead of wrapping it around. It's a kind of a pain to wrap it around, but and as it is, it works great. That's what it's designed to do, and it makes it easier from going to hole, and it's fine the way it is. But my idea for it is, what I did is I took the bracket off of the spool that it comes on and discovered it's got ears on it just like a regular reel does. So I'm able to tape it to this rod just like a normal reel. So then what I did is I took this rod that I had with a tip broken off of it, and I thought, well, I can sacrifice this rod. So I just kind of cut some grooves in these eyes where the wire's not going to run, like up on the top here, and then ran it through here, because you can't get to the end of this to spool it through or to thread it through the eyes. There's a terminal connection in here that's hardwired, so you get to the end and you can't get to this part of it. It's already hardwired in there. So another alternative would be is you could find a rod that the camera will fit through the eyes all the way, and there might be some rods on the market. It's 3/4 of an inch wide or something like that, so you'd have to be able to find one that fits through all the eyes. Instead, like I said, I just sacrificed this rod, and this way I can take it in and out if I want. You just slide it through the grooves I made on these eyes. But anyways, so on the other end of this, might be kind of hard to see, but I just clipped a snap clip onto there. Yeah, that's kind of hard to see. It's not focusing well, but anyways, snapped a clip onto there, and then I leave that hanging down, and then I can tie whatever I want on here. You just make a loop and unclip it here, and in fact right now I just have a circle hook on there from last night that I used. I probably have I don't know, about 10 inches hanging down. So what happens is I can just drop this down, just spool it down, and then I can constantly monitor. I can watch that camera and watch my bait and jig it at the same time, and then when I get hit I can actually set the hook, and it's just like fishing with a regular rod. There's no difference other than using the camera line instead of fishing line. And this line is 22 pounds, so I wouldn't recommend fishing for real big fish with it. Like I said, it's only 22 pounds. However, you can put a smaller sacrificial line which will break, or you can even you can play it. There's no drag on this reel per se, I don't think, but you can free spool it if the fish takes off. Now remember, you only have 50 feet of line, so I'm going to be showing a video I did last night, and one of the fish we caught made a pretty good run, and it got towards the end and I had to just kind of stop it, and basically say, okay, either the line breaks or something's going to give, but it turned out all right. So another thing I did, I'll show you, is, so it comes with this, basically I'd call it a tether that's about 10 inches long that hooks up to the Aqua Vu camera. I thought that was a little short for what I wanted to use it for, so what I did is I went and bought a 90 degree to fit into the camera. And basically that fits into the back of the camera like so. Like that. And then what I did is I went and got a 6-foot extension. As far as I know, you can extend this as far as you want. Probably come in 3 feet or 6 feet or maybe even 12 feet for all I know. But anyways, that just plugs into this 90 degree. And you don't necessarily have to get a 90 degree, but these plugs are a little big and there's not a lot of space in here, so I just got a 90 degree so it was coming out from the front. And now I have 6 feet of line to play with, so I can, if I want, I can mount this on a shelter wall or set it down on the ice like on a tripod, or you know, some of the options are, you know, maybe have some sort of armband or whatever. The options are endless. You know, and then it has the threaded back here, so there's all kinds of options you can do to mount this wherever you want. So I thought that was a necessity to get the 6-foot extension. And by the way, I got those at my Cable Mart, which is super cheap. The cables are, you know, I think I paid for this 90 degree and the 6-foot extension probably like $1.50 or something. MyCableMart.com. They have a online store you can buy from, or if you're lucky like me, it's just down the road here a little ways. I can just drive. They have a little front store retail shop where they have a bunch of cables and stuff, so that worked out great. The other nice thing is, so the bracket, if you look on Aqua Vu's site, it's made for this smaller camera. The bracket bolts directly on here, but with this extension you can also use the Aqua Vu 5, and the same thing, that just plugs right in there. So now you have a little option of a bigger screen. And if you really want to get fun with it, you can take, you know, this case they have. To be honest, I've never used this, so I don't even know how well it works, but I think what you can do is put this case on, you know, put the camera in here, hook up your camera. You know, now you have a hands-free option. Both your hands are free to fish, which would be really nice for hole hopping. So yeah, that's the basic idea of this rig. A couple years ago, when I put it together, I called it the Minnesota rig. So just kind of my own little name to give it. But anyways, I think this is going to work great for fishing panfish and stuff. The, you know, super light biters. You can watch them through this camera. You can see them take the bait. And you set the hook just like a regular rod, reel it up like a regular rod. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you some footage from last night. I'll show you from I captured on the DVR, and then Brad, the guy that was with me, got me some video with the camera as well. So I'll show you that right now. It was a lot of fun, and I look forward to doing more of this in the winter and show you what I'm doing with this rod and reel, because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to do it. This is the Minnesota rig version 2.0. Then I hooked a clip to the camera here, and obviously I want to use it for ice fishing, but we don't have any ice, so we're just going to throw a crawler on the bottom.
No ice.
We're going to see if we can catch, I don't know, a mud puppy or a sheephead, or I hope a big sturgeon doesn't grab it.
80-inch sturgeon.
We'll play with it, but I put a sacrificial line on here. It's only about 10 pounds, so we'll probably break it out if we catch a big sturgeon, but we're going to throw it down and see. Plugs right in. We're good to go. This plugs into here. There we go. Now we have 6 feet to play with. You can put this camera wherever you want. Mount it up on your shelter or throw it on a bucket. Might even fit right here on the rod holder.
The side of your boat.
Oh yeah, look at that. All right, I guess that's what we wanted.
Took about 10 minutes.
Little sturgeon. So yeah, the deal with this is you can just reel it up like a reel. Obviously, it wasn't made to do this, but
With a panfish rod.
how sweet is this going to be through the ice? You can just watch the fish bite.
We were all excited for a mud puppy, and he kind of didn't want it, and then 2 sturgeon came in on it, actually.
Like I said, I put a smaller line on here, sacrifice it, but that's awesome.
That was just the perfect size sturgeon for what we want.
That was. I don't want a bigger one than that. Now, I don't think Aqua Vu would recommend doing this, but I don't care. It's fun. That's a perfect size right there.
On the camera, he looks like 80 inches. Let's see her.
We're still rolling with this one. What's that about?
Yep, he's been eating shad. There we go.
That was pretty cool. This one's a little bigger, but it's coming up fast. Holy cow.
This isn't much bigger, but
yeah, easy there, buddy. I only got 50 feet of line.
hand spooling him.
Yeah, this is probably going to be it for this one. If we get a big one on here, it would just be, can't do anything. Oh no.
Are you getting to the bottom?
Yeah, something's going to have to give. I can't pull on the connection when it gets to the end. I'd rather have the line break or the rod break or something. This is no bueno. Although, just seeing this though, you know, you'd be able to catch just about anything else through the ice here, right? Like walleye. Be great for crappies, I think. I'll take it out catfishing. There we go. 50 on there, you'd be all right. Yeah, that's about 30. What do you think?
Somewhere around there.
32, 33?
Maybe.
That was fun.
See ya.